filming.
Out there. I'm gonna sport the Oakleys. God, I can see the hate mail coming now. Not bad. Not bad at all. Welcome back, assholes. Today we are doing another rifle review. I've been getting a lot of requests lately to do a budget AR type system and all this other shit because a lot of the stuff I've been reviewing lately is rather expensive. So here we go. From the high 700s to low 900s, you'll get this particular guy. What we're looking at today is a Bushmaster XM-15, I'm sorry, the infamous child-slaying, Democrat-scaring death rifle that lots of people are crying about. This is, by all accounts, the most sold AR-type platform on the planet. And that begs the question, why? So we're going to go over a lot of things about it. It is, by all rights, a M forgery with little, where you can tell that they skimped here and there as far as basically quality of the construction. But all that being said, there's ass loads of shoot footage from this, and I went through a little over 1,000 rounds with this guy, about a couple of hundred just to get the feel of the rifle itself, and then a 1,000-round test. So we're going to get right into it. First things first, this is a very basic M4 type or style rifle system. You have a 16-inch barrel. It is chrome lined. And honestly, until the rifle starts heating up, it actually has really pleasing results. Inch and a half groups is what I was getting at 100 yards with a set of iron sights once I got some practice in, because fucking I haven't shot irons in forever. But once the gun started heating up, though, you could tell that it's not the most accurate weapon system in the world because it opens to about 3+ inches as far as a 5-shot group is concerned. And as far as accuracy, I have some shoot footage for you. We'll check it out now. Now, a lot of things, or a lot of times when I'm issued a rifle similar to this, or when I pick a rifle up like this, obviously we're going to go out and we're going to zero it. Something I noticed is that on this particular rifle, the little button that's retaining that front sight post there is, it's on a really, really light spring. And now there isn't anything terribly wrong with that, and it might just be me freaking out a little bit because every other M4 type rifle that I've seen with a fixed front sight block is usually in the military, and those little buttons get all kinds of shit in them, and that's why you have issues with just pushing the button down. So it was lighter than I thought, and maybe it's just because there's no crud in there. But the elevation and the windage adjustments on this fucker are huge. I mean, like inch increments on a target. So if you're within a ½ inch of the heart on the target, stop making adjustments because you're not getting any more accurate than that with these sights. Not too much attention was paid in the physical clicks and the adjustments that you have to make for either elevation or windage. What is neat about it is that you can start to Barbie doll this thing up rather quickly because the carrying handle installed or that it comes with is removable, not unlike military-style M4s. So you can from the get-go throw an EOTech or an aim point or whatever the fuck you want on this. Now, as far as nothing being special about it, there are little quirks. One thing that I have as far as a quirk on this guy is that these handguards are unlike M4-style A2 handguards because they're much thinner. It's kind of weird. It feels like I'm handling a fucking pencil when I'm shooting the thing. That being said, they do a proper amount of heat shielding within the handguard. So once you start getting the rifle toasty, you can feel it venting out the little holes on the 12 and 6 o'clock positions on it. No issues with melting or any of that bullshit. So it's good heat shielding. Little things that annoy me are that M4 style stocks, even government M4 style stocks, are usually not this loose. This is a lot of movement, and even on camera it's not giving it that much justice as far as how much movement is in there, but it's present and it's noticeable when you're shouldering the rifle. I think that the depth of the stock or the thickness on the inside walls of the stock is just a little bit less than it should be. So a rather cheap M4 style stock or interpretation of one. So that was kind of whatever. On the exterior, it seems very similar to an M4 style rifle, but once we crack the thing open, we can see a couple of differences. Something worth mentioning as far as tolerances are concerned, you can see government profile type movement in the upper and lower receiver. So it shows that they pay attention to mil-spec tolerances and that you can move it back and forth. And because it's a fairly new gun, the pins don't exactly move 100% freely. You got to move them a little bit you got to maneuver it a little bit, in other words, to get the pins out of there. But not a real big issue. It's not like a lot of match guns out there that are a gigantic pain in the ass. Now, pulling this bolt out, you can see where they skimped a little bit on the production quality. Now, for those of you who aren't in the loop as much, you can see that in this bolt carrier here, this underside is cut out about halfway, right? This is called an enhanced AR bolt carrier group. The mil-spec, the actual bolt carriers that are used in the military and that a lot of AR manufacturers use, are called M16 style bolt carrier groups or full auto profile bolt carrier groups, and that's where just the rest of that steel is filled in up to about where it's flush on the top edge here. Now, what that translates to is weight. There's weight reduction in the system, and what that translates to is to higher parts wear, or faster parts wear. The lining on the bolt and stuff like that, as far as the gas rings and the finish on the bolt itself, is also rather quick to wear off too, so they skimped on the finish also. This is where the price goes down on rifles like these. You also have a non-H1 style buffer and spring in here, but what's kind of neat about this is that it doesn't have the really annoying twang that the military guns have, so apparently they solved the problem somewhere. What this all translates to, basically, in the grand scheme of things, is that if you shoot ass loads of rounds through this, you are going to end up changing that bolt group rather quickly. The good news is that you can replace it with M4 style or military style bolt carrier groups that'll last a little bit longer and travel a little bit slower in your upper receiver here. Now, for those of you who are wondering, this is a 1-in-9 twist barrel, and as I said before, it's chrome lined, so it's about the middle of the road as far as bullet weights and shit like that. It performs the best that I've seen so far with 55 grain loads. The principal ammo that I fed through this was Wolf ammunition, big damn surprise for those of you who watch a lot, and it handled it just fine. Now, there's been a lot of hubbub in the last few years on Bushmaster quality and whether or not these guys are good to go as far as a manufacturing company and stuff like that is concerned. I'll tell you this, because I've seen these do great, I've seen these break. On this particular rifle, I've had no issues and I can't feel any either. A lot of times when the performance of your rifle is starting to degrade or the recoil system is starting to get shot up, you can feel the change in the impulse gradually, especially when you go back and forth and shoot more expensive stuff and lower quality stuff. I will say this, in the 1,000-round test, it performed flawlessly. I had 0 malfunctions. The only thing that I could equate even close to a malfunction was that a magazine didn't want to release from this gun. You saw it on camera. But that magazine is in rather poor condition, and I expect that guy to shut down. Didn't lock. Smoking now. This one's crusty. Ah, it worked. So, honestly, does it print accurately? You saw in the footage. Yes, it does. Is it reliable? Yes. Is the impulse a little rough? Yeah, it is. It's a little violent. It's kind of a jab more than a gentle push that like some of the finer guns, like the mid-length guns or the really nice Colt 69-20 guns and shit like that have. But I will say this, even though it's a little less manageable, it's still a 5.56 style gun, so you can still hold the thing down and shoot very quickly with it. What was kind of concerning with me, though, is it's sporting an A2 style birdcage flash suppressor, but the impulse in it is a violent 6 o'clock push. Now, it might be the type of grip that I use or something like that, but I'll show you that difference than anything I'm used to right about now. So it was a little weird for me, ever. But as odd as that is, honestly, a lot of bang for the buck. It will do a lot that you're asking for straight out of the box. And let's not forget, this is an AR-style platform. This is a man Barbie in every sense. So once you start getting a little more coin, you can start adding all the ninja-fied shit that you want to it. But in any case, that's my time, guys. Remember, I'm on Facebook now on the Regular Guys Firearm page. I add everybody unless you're an asshole. Instagram's under the same moniker as my YouTube name. And remember, a Regular Guy's Firearm is the last defense against tyranny. Take it easy.